Hi, everybody. I'm Andrew Kuykendall.
And I'm Don McCulley. Welcome to another episode of This Stuff is Complicated. Andrew, what are we on today?
We're on to alphabet soup.
Oh, my.
We're going to be talking about ASOs and TPAs and DM, UM, PBMs, and
When
EIEIO.
you said alphabet soup, I started thinking Captain Kangaroo, but at least start us off.
Okay. Really what we're talking about is who's administering your self-funded health plan. Come on. This is the fun stuff, Don.
So in the early days when we met, back in 2010, 2011, our mentor taught us that the phone should be answered within 18 seconds and 99% of phone calls should be completed.
Correct.
Right? What's changed?
Well, part of what he was teaching us was that the administration is sort of, for lack of a better term, the face of your program to your members and their dependents. And that's really important. They want to know that they are getting good information, they're getting what they need on one call, and they have somebody who cares on the other end of that line.
So when I have an insurance card in my wallet and it says Blue, United, Cigna, or Aetna, the Bucas as we call them, right? How do I tell from my insurance card whether I'm self-funded or not?
Well, a slightly interesting way to say this, but if your administrator's good, it doesn't matter.
So it's not on the card, and I only know them if things go bad.
Yeah, if you know the name of your TPA or your ASO carrier, it's because they suck.
So going back to when you ran a TPA, 100,000 claims a month, $1.2 million a year, a 1% failure rate or 99% success rate.
1/10 of 1%. Thank you.
You're pissing off 50 people a day in a 20-day month.
Round numbers, and if you're lucky, the majority of them are providers.
Yeah,
So,
fantastic.
yeah. So look, let's start with some simple definitions. ASO versus TPA.
Okay.
ASO stands for Administrative Services Only. These are groups that are owned by fully insured carriers. You mentioned the Bucas, Blues, United, Cigna, Aetna. This is when you are using their chassis, their claims payment engine, you are using their networks. Quite often now you are using their stop loss and their pharmacy manager. These are very well-structured, tightly integrated groups, and it's the same customer service units as the fully insured most often.
But we've also got a group of people that only let you use the card of the parent they're owned by, and I thought those were third-party administrators, TPAs to your word.
The independent TPAs, or I'm going to use some air quotes here for independent, those include groups like UMR, who is owned by United Healthcare, Meritain, who is owned by Aetna, but they have a little bit more flexibility than an ASO platform.
Okay.
So the TPA, third-party administrator, with Meritain as an example, you can have the opportunity to bring in your own PBM. You have the opportunity to choose what level of pharmacy benefit manager, what level of disease management, what level of utilization review, and a little bit different reporting package.
But it's really their sheet of music, to use a musical reference.
Correct.
Okay.
And then you have the more traditional version of the third-party administrator, which are range in size from very small, working with a dozen or fewer clients, to thousands of clients on a national scale. And those groups are truly independent. They will have contracts with particular networks that may be of value to you and your membership. But most importantly, they will allow you to bring your solutions to bear.
But they're not owned by the Bucas.
Overwhelmingly, that is a true statement. There's going to be some cross-pollination here and there, but a TPA, the easiest way to describe it is that the ASO is owned by the Bucas.
Because historically, what we've always talked about is if someone's decided to go through a software upgrade of some sort, you need to run from that group, right? What other things should you run and embrace or run and hide?
I will tell you that changing the claims payment software system is a very difficult transition period.
So it's not an upgrade when they say it's an upgrade?
No, it's absolutely an upgrade, but it is definitely a period of uncomfortableness.
Got it. All
So
right.
with that, there's really a few things that a TPA needs to do, or any administrator for that matter. Can you answer the phones? Can you give accurate information? Can you reprice accurately and adjudicate claims accurately? And most importantly, can you pay the bills? Because what most people will do is they will remit their stop loss premium to the administrator. They will remit for consultants, the consultant fee or the commission, and any other of the bolt-on providers that you want to have involved with this. So there's a lot of steps to this process. You need to know who's handling your money and who's handling your account.
Yeah, but you just talked about pay claims. I just want to make sure when you said pay claims, you meant stop loss reimburses a properly submitted claim. That's the vernacular we're talking about. In the TPA or ASO submits the claim to stop loss and it gets reimbursed.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
95% of claims don't ever get to stop loss.
Okay.
So we are talking about the day-to-day. We are talking about the office visits. We are talking about the generic pharmacy refills. We are talking about the annual exams and the MRIs.
And that just shows up in the monthly aggregate reports that get sent in, and there's enough background detail that the stop-loss carrier knows that this claim's been going on. They know the start of the date of service, that kind of stuff, from the first time a claim's submitted.
I'm not that worried about stop-loss at this point. There's going to be a series of reports that will alert the stop-loss carriers, but this gets back to the core aspect of it, of the reporting package. What information do you as a consultant need? What information do you as a plan sponsor need to make sure that your plan is being managed appropriately and effectively? And most importantly, what should you be looking forward to? Or what should you be afraid of?
What should I be afraid of?
With a 50% report, you can see emerging claims. You also want to know what stop-loss claims are in the process of being reimbursed. And you want to know that you have the right number of people covered. And you want to know where you are against the limits of your stop-loss policies.
Good deal.
Let's talk about the three key things today when discussing the difference between ASO and TPA. Know who owns your administrator. It doesn't matter. What matters is you've got the right people and you have the confidence that they're going to do the right job for your membership and for your clients. Number two, a big part of understanding that is the reporting. Is the reporting meeting your needs? Is the reporting meeting the needs of the client? Is it meeting the needs of the stop-loss carrier as well? And number three, it is every bit as much art as science. Every plan sponsor, every employer has a personality. Every TPA, every ASO has a personality. You want to make sure that you got the right fit, you've got the right people on the other end when that phone rings.
All right. And number four is, where's that T-shirt come from? Because that's one of the cooler ones I've seen.
Pike Place Market in Seattle.
Okay.
And it reminds me that if you get it right, your administrator runs like a well-oiled machine. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.